Nineteenth-century American author and humorist Josh Billings, better known as Henry Wallace Wheeler, once said, "Consider the postage stamp. Its usefulness consists of its ability to stick to one thing until it gets there." Today, you and I are going to go on a journey. We'll see trial and error, ups and downs, successes and failures. We'll both learn something together and come out better on the other end. So what do you say? You ready to go?
It's been said that if you give a man a fish, then you've fed him for a day. But if you teach him to fish, then you've fed him for a lifetime. For the past 11 months, that's what I've been on a mission to do. No, I've not been on the edge of the bank, watching the bobber and waiting for the tug. But I have been in search of ways to revolutionize my teaching, to engage students more, to pull them into through the learning process. When I started challenge-based research, I wanted to solve the challenge. I wanted to answer the question, how could I motivate my students more? How could I get them involved? How can I get them excited about music and about practicing? I've been in band since the 6th grade, so I know that motivation does not come easy for band students. Ever since I started teaching band, I've seen a trend that's been present for the past 9 years. And that is, students have a hard time taking their horn home and finding motivation to practice. So my challenge-based research was set out to find ways to motivate kids to practice. Before I began, I did some research, and I came up with the fact that students are motivated in a few areas with music and technology for a few reasons. The first is technology is a digital language. They're already familiar with it. They've been speaking this language for quite some time. So this is something that is not new to them. The second is creative projects. When students are involved in creative projects, they have ownership, they have buy-in. They have a reason behind doing what they do. And so that right there is motivation for them to want to do well in these projects. Another reason is peer approval. Especially in the middle school grade levels, students live for peer approval. So technology can be used to motivate students in music for several reasons, such as those. So when we began the challenge-based research process, my job was just to be the moderator and the facilitator. I gave the reins to the kids, and I let them have it. Phase 1 set out to be where we would film segments. Those segments would include things from our music book that we had been working on, songs that we had practiced before. If students wanted to get together in groups and film things, the idea behind this was that we would film these things and upload them to YouTube and then embed them onto our website. And we would share those things with students around the world, and they could use what we've learned in our classroom and apply it to their own music practices in their school or in their situation. So phase 1 really went off without any major hiccups or any major flaws whatsoever. The only change I made to phase 2 was I wanted it to be a little more organized. I wanted students to have a better understanding of what they were going to do in the filming process. So I created a film production guideline, and they would fill that out and turn it into me before they were allowed to film any segments. That way, they knew what they were doing, I knew what they were doing, and they had an idea of how they were going to do it, and I could hold them accountable to that. Here are a few examples. Using technology throughout this process has proven to be a tremendous asset for several reasons. One is we can stay in contact when we're not in the classroom. We can still communicate and collaborate with one another when we're not in the band room. For example, we've used blogging before, and we would blog about several things, some relating to music and some not. And blogging about these issues is a great way for me to both engage the students and to get their feedback about certain things. Another example would be the learning management systems such as Edmodo or Schoology. Both of these two tools have been great ways for me to both stay in contact with students and parents, and to get the parents involved in it and keep them up to date with upcoming events and changes, and answer questions and provide them with information. When I think about this capstone project and the relationship it has with my future, it gives me hope. It brightens my future because I can share this information with other directors and other professionals in my same field and let them know that though they may not incorporate technology to the level that I did, if they will incorporate technology, they will see an increase in motivation. It's been proven. I've got the research and the data to back that up. So all they have to do is just experiment with it and find ways that work for them and incorporate that into their environment. If they want to do something like I did, they're going to get better results, but they're going to get results nonetheless if they incorporate technology into their classroom. And that's what it's all about, starting the process and then modifying it and adjusting it as you go on. The more you do this, the better results you're going to get.